Now this should be simple because we've already pre-set it up. We know where everything is supposed to be. The rotor, obviously, we want to remember we want to have that pointed up towards that notch. And we simply drop the distributor back in. Sometimes it requires turning the distributor rotor a little bit to get it to line up in the gears. And we can see I dropped it in, and it's right on the money. See, the rotor's pointing right on up. Now, if I wouldn't have quite got it in the right spot and dropped it in, and it would have been pointing back that direction, it would be out of time and it would not run. So, in order to get it into the right spot, I just have to remove the distributor and go back in and get one more gear. And see, it popped right into place. Now on electronic ignition systems, they have two wires coming off, where the old point systems only had one. What we have to do with this is the positive wire, or the red wire, has to go to the positive terminal on the coil, and the black wire goes to the negative side of the coil, or the point side. So next we'll have to run some wires, it looks like. My wires are not long enough to reach to the coil, which is mounted up here on the inside of the firewall. So that means I need to extend them. What I can use is the wire that was going to the points. I can simply, because I have to make a splice someplace, I can use it, make it down here where it's convenient. So I'm going to make it right here. And simply install a wire connector. I'm going to give a good tug on the wires, make sure that they don't pull out. Got a good connection, excellent. Put a little tape on it to seal it up. Okay, so we have the power wire in. Now, because that wire was going from the distributor side, or the point side, the negative side of the coil, I have to actually bring that down to the positive side of the coil now, because the red wire we want to be positive. Now we have to extend the black wire, and we have some wire. Once again, make sure that our connections are good. Okay, now we're going to get a rough idea of length. I'll give myself a little extra so I can trim it back. Next, we're going to run it right with the other wire, the positive wire. Okay, cut the wire off. Put one more connector on it. Hook the black wire up to the negative side of the coil. And install the distributor cap. Okay, so now that I have the distributor installed back in the car, I'm going to start it up and make sure that it runs and set the timing. I always like to replace one electronic component at a time. The problem is that if you replace more than one component, and then the car will not run after that, after you're done, you don't know exactly which piece it was that created the problem. So if you do one piece at a time, then you always know which piece it was that was your failure. Better. So real quickly, I'm going to check the timing now. Simply get a positive off the coil, negative off the ground. My inductive pickup goes to the number 1 spark plug cable. Now I'm going to go back down here and check my timing. Look at how much it's changed. Almost a quarter of an inch, the timing difference from putting that electronic ignition in to the old one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to readjust my timing to bring that mark back up so I have a starting point. Right now it's going to be way too advanced because it's already going to the advanced side. So on the Porsche distributors, we're kind of lucky because it has a clamping device in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove or loosen this clamping device. Now mind you, once I have the started again, I have to get my hands down in here and turn things. Take extreme caution that you don't get caught in, there we go. See, now I'm loosening it just enough so I can get that distributor to turn. Now that I have it loosened up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my timing light on it, grab the distributor, and turn the distributor until my timing marks line up. See, I got my little black line down there in the flywheel to the line on my shroud there. So that's right back where it was when we originally started. I'm going to tighten the distributor back down. That's the step we don't want to forget, because then the timing will change on us later. And believe it or not, that's all there is to installing an electronic ignition system in this distributor. Next, we're going to do the coil.